What's up, JW here? Today we had the setup review of WWE 2023 Payback. This show was freaking awesome. There wasn't a single bad match, which is very impressive. They started off the show which was a match that I was not excited for at all, could care less about, but it was actually ended up being a really good match for a women's match. It was the steel cage match against Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch. They actually put on a really good fight in the steel cage. I was entertained. The crowd was very entertained. They were hyped for this match, man. But they went back and forth and everything pretty good. Trish Stratus dominated for a little bit, and then the rest of the match pretty much Becky Lynch dominated, and then Zoe Stark ended up coming to ringside, and she tried opening the door, but the ref wouldn't open it, and then Trish Stratus opened the door. No, not Trish Stratus didn't open it. Zoe Stark ended up ripping the door open and tried pulling Trish Stratus out of the ring to try get her to win, but Becky Lynch pulled on Trish Stratus, so it was like they were playing tug of war with Trish Stratus. That had to hurt. I was thinking, that's gotta hurt, having two different people pulling on you. It's gotta suck. But Becky Lynch ended up pulling Trish Stratus back in the ring, ended up hitting her with a manhandle slam from the top rope and hitting the 1, 2, 3 pin, winning. And then Becky Lynch walked out of the ring. Zoe Stark got in the ring and went to attack Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch beat her up, and then Becky Lynch walked out of the ring. After that, Zoe Stark tried helping up Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus ended up pushing Zoe Stark away, like yelling at her and everything, like getting mad at her. And then Zoe Stark kind of like walked away, and then Trish Stratus kept on yelling at her, and then finally Zoe Stark just laid out Trish Stratus, and Trish Stratus was out cold in the middle of the ring, and Zoe Stark's left her. And I'm assuming they'll probably end up starting a storyline between them, which I could care less about. But the match between Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch was actually pretty good for a women's match. But good match to start off the show, especially because it was a steel cage match. After that, John Cena came out. Pretty much just talking. Him and the Miz went, and then Miz came out, and then the reason why the Miz came out was because John Cena said, since he's the host of Payback, he's like, I gotta do something special, and I've decided I'm gonna be the special referee for a match that I've had my eye on for a while, a match of LA Knight versus the Miz. That's why the Miz came out. He's like, what are you doing? You don't even know what you're doing as a host. You have no experience. You suck at being a host. And then Cena's like, well, you have a lot of experience. Can you give me advice? I need your help, Miz. And Miz is like, well, first, what you can do is stop sucking at being a host. Actually, do something successful. Stop dressing like a kid when you're almost 50 years old. And so he's like, you gotta dress nice and everything. And Cena's like, well, you're still not helping me. He's like, well, you actually can make some good decisions. Well, my good decision is I'm gonna be a special referee for your match. The music got all mad, and then LA Knight music hit. The crowd went absolutely crazy for LA Knight. He gets in the ring. Cena gets the referee shirt on, and the match starts. This match was absolutely great between Miz and LA Knight. Absolutely enjoyed this match. So good. Cena was actually a pretty decent ref. Miz tried running away up the ramp, but LA Knight chased him down, beating him up. They went back and forth. It was actually a good length match. To end the match, LA Knight ended up hitting the BFT on the Miz and got the 1, 2, 3 count. But before the end of the match, Miz was like on the ropes, like in the corner, but usually the ref pulls him off because LA Knight was pounding on him. So Cena pulls him off and kind of like launched him, and LA Knight got in Cena's face. They went face to face. Like, ooh. And then he ended up hitting the BFT, beating Miz, and Cena ended up walking towards the ramp, and LA Knight walked towards the ramp, and Cena tried to he took the ref shirt off, went to shake LA Knight's hand, and LA Knight's like, no, you almost cost me the match. You almost cost me the match. I'm not gonna shake your hand. Cena's like, no, it's a sign of respect. Shake my hand. So finally, LA Knight, though, before he shakes Cena's hand, Cena raises his hand, points towards him, kind like a respectful thing, kind of like how Brock did with Cody, but they didn't even have a match. It's not passing the torch, it's just kind of like, here, I show respect to you. And then they went face to face, kind of like a stare off. I think this is setting up they're end up gonna have a feud or a match, which would be amazing. It'd be golden. I hope these two have a feud or a match. Next up was Austin Theory versus Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio was defending his United States title against Austin Theory. It was pretty much Austin Theory's rematch. This match was pretty good. It wasn't the greatest match of the show, but Rey Mysterio and Austin Theory put on a good match, going back and forth and everything. Rey Mysterio came out with the LWO. Austin Theory came out. Rey Mysterio almost won a couple times, and out of nowhere, he went for the 619, but Austin Theory caught him. He went for the 8-count down. Rey Mysterio Rey Mysterio hit him with the 619, but went for the splash. He hit him with the knee, picked him up for the 8-count down, but Rey Mysterio got on top of him, flipped him up, and then rolled him up for 1, 2, 3. Rey Mysterio retains the United States Championship. LWO comes out celebrating with him. Overall, thought it was a decent match. It wasn't my favorite match of the show, but it was pretty dang good. Good title defense by Rey Mysterio. Next up was probably my favorite match of the show. Was the Steel City Street Fight. This match I was not super hyped for, but oh my God, did Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest deliver. This match was a banger. Oh my God. So they started off in the ring with Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Damian Priest, and Finn Balor. They're brawling and everything, using trash cans, tables, chairs. They ended up going behind the barricade around the fans, fighting and everything. They start going all the way around towards the spot that they're like behind the hard camera, and so they're they're going at it. Out of nowhere, Dominic comes out of nowhere attacking them. So it was a 3-on-2, and then Sami Zayn takes out Damian Priest. Kevin Owens takes out Finn Balor. Kevin Owens throws Dominic out of the way, and then the camera's on Finn Balor and then the Judgment Day, and then there's this half black wall by the fans by the hard camera side, and Damian Priest, Finn Balor, and Dominic stand up, and behind them is Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and they're in the Pittsburgh's hockey team. I forgot their hockey teams. They're in the hockey team's jersey and with the hockey sticks, and Damian Priest and Finn Balor turn around, and they hit him in the head both with the hockey sticks, and they all start running, and they're on the stage. And then I realized Kevin Owens was busted open. He got busted open hard way. He was covered in blood, a complete crimson mass. There's a close-up later in the match that you could see there was a huge gash on top of his head where he got busted open. But they're on the stage and everything, they banging the ground with the hockey sticks, and they're taking out the legs of Damian Priest and Finn Balor, and they're getting back to the ring. Sammy took his jersey off, but Kevin Owens had his jersey on the rest of the match. It was covered in blood from him. I mean, they keep on going. I think Kevin Owens got busted open from the trash cans, because those trash cans are so easy, because they're thin. It's so easy to get cut with. But then, the match kept on going. It was crazy. Sami Zayn was fighting, and then I don't know where Kevin Owens kind of disappeared. I think they stapled his head, because you could tell how big the gash was. I think they stapled it mid-match. I just quickly put a staple in his head when the camera wasn't on him. Well, him and Dominic ended up going behind the barricade fighting, even though Dominic's not even in the match. But Damian Priest, I think, went back there for a little bit. But he came back, and it was Sami Zayn against Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Sami putting on a huge, great fight against them. Kevin Owens ended up getting on to, if you see on, the cardboard cutout, this ledge thing. And then there was, a table, or here's an example, there's the ledge, and there's a table. He jumped all the way off the top, did, a crazy Jeff Hardy swanton bomb, and threw the table on top of Dominic Mysterio. That was insane. The crowd lost their minds for that. Sami was in the ring. He flipped Finn Balor into the turnbuckles, took out Damian Priest. Damian Priest is at the edge of the ring. So Damian Priest is out. Finn Balor hits the haluva kick on Finn Balor. 1, 2, stupid Jay McDonough freaking pulled Sami Zayn out of the ring. They would have won the match there, but they didn't because of that stupid idiot. Then out of nowhere, Kevin Owens comes up, beating the holy hell out of the guy, McDonough, and then he power bombs him onto the announcer desk. It was a brutal power bomb. Because they didn't have this part off, and he like bounced off that, and he didn't even go through the table, which was brutal. But then, Kevin Owens ended up taking on Damian Priest, going back and forth. Sami Zayn ended up flipping. I think it was, they flipped him again back to the turnbuckle like he always does. Gets the haluva kick. But Damian Priest out of nowhere choke slams Sami Zayn, but Kevin Owens goes to run to help, and out of nowhere, Mommy Rhea Ripley comes out of nowhere and spears Kevin Owens through like the like the little section of the where the announcers is, that barricade. I was like, oh my god, Rhea Ripley just freaking speared Kevin Owens like it was Roman Reigns. It was crazy. But then Damian Priest choke slams Sami Zayn, then Finn Balor does his running kick, takes out Sami Zayn, and then does the coup de grace stomp, and then Dominic Mysterio hits Sami Zayn in the head with the Money in the Bank, and 1, 2, 3, the Judgment Day have all the gold on Monday Night Raw. That besides the 2 singles titles, they have all the tag titles. They have the undisputed tag team champions, the Raw and SmackDown tag team championships. They got the Money in the Bank. They got the North American title, and they got the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Oh my god, this match was amazing. Definitely best match of the show in my opinion. Next up was Cody Rhodes was a guest on the Grayson Waller Effect. I'm using Orange Cassidy as Grayson Waller, but the Cody Rhodes comes out pretty much just talking smack to Grayson Waller and everything, and he's trying to get the crowd. He's getting the crowd hyped up me as well. I'm going to introduce somebody, the newest member to the Monday Night Raw roster. He was talking about Carmelo Hayes a lot. So I'm like, okay, Carmelo Hayes is going to join the main roster. He's the new member of Monday Night Raw main event, Jey Uso. And Jey Uso comes out with his new music. It's like a new singles version of the Usos music. And the crowd lost their minds, insanely hyped. Jey Uso comes out, was walking around getting the crowd hyped, and then super kicks Grayson Waller, because Grayson Waller's like, oh, you're gonna really need my rub, the Grayson Waller rub, because you're a nobody, and super kicks him. Cody's at the ramp, but the one thing Cody said before he introduced Jey Uso, he said, hopefully I don't regret this. So I think Cody and Jey Uso might have a feud, be pretty good. So they can maybe work Cody back into the Bloodline storyline, which would be good. But it's awesome to see Jey Uso is still with WWE. He didn't quit completely. He's just now on Raw, which is awesome. After that was the women's world title match. It was Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez. The match was actually pretty boring, personally, in my opinion. It wasn't the greatest, but it also wasn't terrible. There was a couple good spots, but majority it was just boring. It was just going back and forth and everything. But Rhea Ripley ended up winning pretty much by cheating with Dominic Mysterio being on the ringside, and she obviously retained the title. And the main thing of the show was Judgment Day came out dominant with all the gold. So much happened good for Judgment Day. I don't know where they're going with this, because like they kind of set up that Judgment Day was like gonna break up because of Damian Priest and Finn Balor. I still think eventually it's gonna happen with the Money in the Bank. It's gonna break up them when Damian cashes in the Money in the Bank. But overall, I thought the Judgment Day did a great job on the show. It was really entertaining. Rhea Ripley's match was, I could say, mid. Probably the most boring match, honestly, in my opinion, of the whole show. Next up was the main event. Super excited for this match. What a letdown. My goodness. They built this match up so well and everything. Shinsuke being such an amazing heel, and Rollins being the babyface. The match itself was actually pretty good. It wasn't the greatest. The ending I didn't like. Rollins retained, fine with that, but in my opinion, him being champion is getting stale. He literally does the exact same thing every single week. just comes out in the ring and stands there and everybody sings a song. It's just so boring. But I don't think this is over. He curb stomped him and just like waited forever to finally pin him. And Shinsuke didn't kick out, so it was kind of meh. But it was a decent match, going back and forth and everything. Rollins retained, still World Heavyweight Champion. But what's interesting is what I saw on YouTube. It was like an exclusive for after the show. Well, apparently Shinsuke Nakamura attacked Seth Rollins afterwards, so I think this storyline's still going somewhere. And maybe at like Survivor Series is when Shinsuke beats Seth Rollins. I still think Shinsuke is going to be the person to dethrone Seth Rollins from the World Heavyweight Championship. Overall, I thought this match was pretty good. I'm actually gonna rank this world title match. It was better than anything Roman has done. I'm just gonna say that. But overall, pretty decent. I thought the show though itself was a fantastic pay-per-view out of 5. I'm gonna get it a 4.5 out of 5. There was just a little meh parts. I feel like John Cena did an amazing job being the host. And overall, thought Payback was a great show. This is JW. Make sure to like, subscribe, stay tuned for more wrestling figure content, and stay tuned for the all-out setup review, and I'll see you guys in the next one.